I have to update my status on Facebook.
To what?
It's complicated.
It's complicated. My name is Pleasure.
Got it.
Yes! Welcome back to Vlogmas Day 20. Where are we at? 20? 20.
Baby, I have no
20. 19. 19.
Yes,
19.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are officially doing our annual Q&A. You guys left us questions on here, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I've printed all of them. And we're going to do the Q&A for you guys. Your questions answered, nothing was off limits, and there's some good ones. And I think we might have to put this into 2 parts just because I always have this fear that like, I'm gonna ask your questions and we're gonna get like 1. And I'm like, how am I gonna make this a video? But you guys came hard on this one. So yeah. There is a lot on here and I don't mind it being super long, but for just, you know, your sake, maybe we'll split this into 2, maybe 3, but we'll try to go for 2. And yeah, we'll see. But let's just get into it. Are you excited?
Let's do it. This is our favorite pastime of Vlogmas, or at least mine.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Vlogmas is almost over too. It's gonna be
it's getting
there. The last one will be from Christmas Day, which will probably go up the next day or maybe that night. Depends how ambitious I am. But yeah, so I mean, thank you guys so much for hanging with us this month. We have a few days left, and it's been really cool. Really cool. Yeah. All right, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're going to just start with Instagram questions. And if you're not following me there, please be sure you are. I usually post there first for like getting your guys' feedback on upcoming videos or Q&As, that kind of thing too. Yeah. So be sure you're following me there. But my first question, and I hope I got everyone, is from Mandy Weinhold. Business and personal goals for the upcoming year. Now, I think there's multiple questions that will kind of, people have asked for New Year's resolutions and stuff, so that kind of goes, you know, with that one too for a lot of you. But yeah, personal and business goals this coming year.
I'm going to keep trucking at what I do. I work in retail. I'm a manager in retail, so I'm going to continue to keep doing that. There's nothing significantly different on the horizon for me as far as that's concerned, so I'll keep grinding away on my 9 to 5. But of course, if anything does change, you guys will find out when that's appropriate, of course. But nothing foreseeable right now, business-wise for me. Yeah. Personally for me, I've got some more weight to lose, of course. I'm really starting to trend back into getting more back in shape.
You had a rough couple months.
Yeah, I did. I felt really demotivated from running. Is that a word?
Unmotivated or demotivated? I like it.
Well, I think there's different meanings for it, but I became unmotivated.
Yeah. No,
I became unmotivated. I think that's demotivated.
I'm just with you.
So just getting back into, you know, running and challenging myself cardio-wise. I've always found that I get results from that. I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy who weighs a lot, so me running, I burn a lot of calories that way.
No, I think you're doing great still, but it's definitely been, and actually I think there's a few questions there it kind of will maybe tie into that too, but I think you've done really well, but it's been a rough couple months. It has for him.
So I've still got some weight to lose, and we got the gym set upstairs, so definitely getting some muscle mass, looking better in the pool, so to say.
I want to look good naked.
Yeah, I want to look good naked, and that's just something that we're still striving towards, right? But yeah, personally, that's where I'm at, and just all the other fun stuff like good husband and making positive decisions for my family and the defaulted glory questions or answers, I guess.
They're real answers.
Yeah, right.
No, those are good. I think for me personally, I mean, obviously my focus right now is just like like I am just laser focused right now on the fitness side of things. And we were talking about it the other day. Like I spend about 18 hours there a week on a high side, but like 18 hours a week. It's like a part-time job. Right. I mean, it really kind of has become that, and I really, really, really enjoy it. But it's also still finding like the balance in all of it too. And it's been a lot. But I'm really excited for this new year. I feel like I'm getting very tired, like physically right now. And I'm ready for like a recharge, and I feel like it's coming. I've got to truck through this last little bit, but it's coming where I'll just really feel like give myself a couple days and start over full force. So that's definitely like on the personal side. I just really want to put like my energy into that. Also with that, I think I can finally hit my goal weight this year, which is crazy like to say, but I mean it should happen. But I think I got that asked too, and I'll get to it. But like, what is my goal weight? To be honest, I don't know, guys. Like when I started too, like my coach asked me, he's like, "What is like what number are you looking for?" And I said like 150s because that's as far back as I can remember being, and that was like high school. And he's like, "No," and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "No." I was like 140s. He's like, "We'll see." And based on my height, I'm 5'3", you know, he's not looking at it as a like, oh, that's not good enough. It's more of the true health side of it. Like he wants it to be that number based on that, not aesthetic. So I don't know, because the truth is I can't picture myself less than. I'm sure I can be, but I don't picture it, you know, I don't remember that weight. So it's kind of interesting that like I can actually hit that number most likely this year, but I don't know exactly what that number is. I do know that I have 19 pounds left to go to not have any more fat to lose as far as a true health side goes. Right. That doesn't mean I won't have fat on me, just not needing to lose more fat.
Right. Within the ideal amount of.
Yeah. So that's a goal for sure though, to hit my goal weight, but it'll be kind of funny to see what that actually really is.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah. Like that's another thing for me too. Is like I don't know. I don't know what I look like under 225. That's right.
Right. And you're about 245, 250 right now.
Right.
So just kind of put perspective.
You know, I don't. I have no idea.
It's weird. It's kind of like a sort of no-brainer question, but a hard one. Business side, you know, that's so hard to like answer because I have so many ideas and I have so many like these goals, or I'm going to do this and this and this. YouTube is very tough because there's so much that's out of your control, but so much in your control. It's like everything I do, I control. I decide what I post, you know, and what goes up. Yeah. But it's hard to control what comes back, you know, and you can, you know, kind of get there and have things, you know, pan out and be great and have success, but you never know. So many things are hits and misses. I'd like to get more like sponsored videos and not truly on like, I know it might sound kind of bad, but like not on like a money side of it all. I actually just find it to be very like, it's honoring to like, you know, like for a company to actually trust you and want to work with you. I think like deep down, I'd like to work with some of my favorite companies. I think that would be really cool. Like Nugo for the protein bars. I think that would be really cool. And maybe like a fitness company now, which it would blow my mind because a year ago, that would have never even really been a thing. So that's what I mean when I say sponsored like videos. It's not the money, it's working with those kinds of brands now. And it's
funny, like you as like a creator, when we've done some of these in the past, it has been one of those things where you were almost like challenged by, can I make this video compelling? Can I make it true to what my channel is? Yeah. And you've turned down sponsorships. Because you were like, you got their outline of what they were looking for, and you're just like, that's not me. That doesn't fit me, so I don't want that. Yeah. And I thought it was fun. The few that you've done, the couple that you've done actually, you've actually challenged yourself from a creative standpoint on how to make it still relatable. And you know, which is really cool too. I think that's kind of the point too. When we say sponsored video, is
I know, because it kind of sounds bad, but it's the creative side.
Yeah, it's like being challenged, because it's like
out.
because you have so much control in what we put out. Like Kim said, it comes back to one of those things of just like, hey, can I do this different? Can I be challenged this way and still make it me? Right,
and have it be from like companies and stuff that would have never like looked at me a year ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of cool. That's like a personal and business together. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to grow my channel too, of course, but you know, I truly believe in quality over quantity. I don't think there's anyone that will deny that. Yeah, the number being bigger of subscribers and all that, it looks good, but it doesn't mean anything if it's not quality, and I'm all about that. And you guys are my quality, so that's not really like something that like drives me at all. It doesn't really, I mean, we don't really talk about that part of it as a thing. But yeah, I just think, you know, just getting more creative, working with more brands, and yeah, just coming up with new ideas too for content, but keeping some of our favorites too. Right. Yep. And on Instagram is from Sweet Potato Forever. That's her @ Nice. From Mohini. And will you always eat higher protein? So that's a good question. And as a vegan now, you know, we have really shifted this last like 7 months, 8 months or so to a truly like higher protein side of being vegan. Right. And you know, we were kind of following at first the high carb, low fat, which is pretty popular, I feel like, for being vegan in general. Then we kind of didn't follow anything other than just being vegan. But what we found over the course of a couple years of like doing the high carb, low fat, and then just kind of not doing, you know, something specific, you know, 30 pounds later. Now, granted, that just means I overate. It's not to put blame, but I have to look back at that and go, okay, why was I overeating? Yes, some of it is not just because I was eating too many carbs and I wasn't fulfilled, but some of it was, I think. Sure. So I think for us, what we found by switching it is I'm not very like content or fulfilled with eating more carbs. It doesn't fill me. It doesn't satisfy me. In the moment, it tastes good. It's great. Whatever it is, you know. Example, acai bowls. I love them. I used to live off of them, and I still will incorporate them. They're awesome. They're one of my favorite things. But what would happen is I would start my day like that, and as much as there was health benefits to it as far as like the nutrients I was getting, I was still consuming 700-800 calories by the time this bowl was done, and I was hungry a couple hours later. Right. It didn't stick. It didn't stick. All the natural sugars, you know, it energized you, but it really went through you. It just does. Yeah. And it was, but at the end of the day, it was still so many calories. You know what I mean? So it kind of just turned into like I was never fully satisfied, even though the foods I was eating was good. So then it turned into, let's go this higher protein route, and that kind of why I did that was, of course, because of the working out. Do I think you need to eat that much protein or that high of protein? Probably not for most people, but for what I'm doing now, it's kind of hard for me to get away from it. But I also found when I did that I really felt satisfied. Like I felt full after a meal for a good amount of time. Then it kind of shifted a little bit even from there, where I would say I get about 40% of my consumption from protein, but about 30%, at least right now, from fat. I like to have my fats a little bit higher. This is something that I have found for me. And that has seemed to work really, really well in helping me out in hormones and everything, and just being I'm very regular now, which is something that was never a thing. And I feel, especially as a woman, fats are so important. It can get a little tricky because you know, you don't want to necessarily eat like maybe too much fat. But I'm figuring that out still right now, literally, of where I fall with that. I feel like right now I'm kind of at that 40%, 30 to 40% protein, 30% fats, and like 30 or so carbs. You're pretty even across the board. I'm pretty even, but I do like to keep that fat up, whereas a lot of people I feel like keep their fats in like a 10 or 15% is what I usually see. And for me, it just doesn't keep me satisfied. And so vegan or not, like I think that that's just been really my happy place to get the results so far that I've gotten, and feeling good. I feel good. I'm never starving. I'm never like, oh my God, you know, I'm satisfied. So I'm sure this might shift as I go, or I might kind of like hit a lull in weight loss or something, and I'll have to like, you know, play with it a little bit. But that's, it's not so much will I always eat protein, high protein, but I feel like it's more of a higher protein, higher fat ratio.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's going to make me feel my best, especially now for what I'm doing.
So one thing that we've kind of said a lot before is, you know, listen to your body.
Yeah.
Even if you're calorie restricting, or you're going for a high protein, or you're going for, you know, a zero fat, or whatever you guys are going for, there is also a thing where, you know, if you have a knowledge of nutrition and what nutrition is, basic. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not claiming, but I know enough about food that if I crave a certain thing, I can go, man, why am I craving this? Okay, it's because of this. You know, like every now and then, I don't eat a lot of bananas. You eat more bananas than I do.
Now I've been starting to crave them, so I've been eating them.
Yeah, and it has to do with just, you know, potassium in your body, and so go eat it.
Go eat it.
Go eat it.
Don't
have
cut
moderation.
Yourself off. Yeah.
Have moderation, but go eat it.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, there's a hard line, and when you look at it from my standpoint, I like having a higher protein diet because I crave it. I actually crave protein. When I work out, I crave protein, and I get like hangry. Yeah. I get hangry about protein, where it's like I'm hungry and I can go eat you know, oatmeal, which has some protein in it from like our PB2 and stuff, but then it's just like
the oats do too, but yeah, you want more.
You know, I want that spike.
Well, you guys have seen too, like on our hauls, like I get a lot of the fake out meats and stuff, and don't get me wrong, I eat them too, but like he eats them more because he just craves it. That's what he likes.
So I try and do moderation as best as I can, and I've been better on that lately. But yeah, so a higher protein diet, I'm gonna listen to my for me it's very much listen to myself. Right. And why would I be craving this? And if I can narrow that down to, okay, it's a protein thing and my body wants that, then that's what I'm gonna go for. And that's just what it's been lately with more working out and things like that. It's just, that's my crave. Right.
I think though, again, keep in mind, like you're asking someone now who works out, literally we're just talking about 8 times a week. But it's very different than, I'm not saying that like everyone's gonna feel that same fulfillment or need that. But it just kind of goes to show too, in comparison to what I was doing years prior, it wasn't really, you know, working for me, and I needed this switch based on the changes I did make in my life, you know. So yeah, Veggie Mel, Melissa, hi Melissa. I just want to say I love you guys. Thanks for inspiring us to get fit and healthy.
It's not a question. Why is that even in here?
Stop!
I'm just kidding! I'm just kidding!
That's so nice. We love you, Melissa. Next one, this is a good one. Me, myself, and I, Miss Teresa from Stockton. She's been a ride or die. She's been around a long time. You can... she has a few questions. Who can beat who in arm wrestling?
Well...
So, you know... who is strongest?
I would say pound for pound, this one right here's got me beat, but I've got a lot more pounds, so I'm gonna take this.
We haven't actually arm wrestled in quite some time, but we did not too long ago. I guess.
It was like no contest.
Please. He struggled. He did. I think he is still a little bit stronger than me, but check back next year because look out. Look out. Look out. I'm coming. But you know, we might have to save this till the end of the video. Maybe we'll have to see. What if you were given $1 million to be non-vegan for a year? Would you do it? Okay, so I don't even think you saw that question yet.
I didn't see that question.
So I'm gonna say yes, I would do it because I know, hold on. I would do it because then I'd have enough money to give back to all the places that I actually would love to give a lot more to, that are like the vegan sanctuaries. See where I'm going with this? Plus, you could incorporate some things that would make you a non-vegan that aren't as bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw a little honey in there. It's not the end of the world. I'm just saying. I could do this without being like full-fledged carnivore.
Right, I get it. I get the question. And you're asking about like a morality thing and, you know.
But I'm trying to twist that.
Do you know how much $1 million is? I mean, I don't have $1 million. Do you have $1 million? No, so I'll be the first person to tell you guys, I may not come off this way. I'm very much like I'm a money-driven person for a lot of things.
I know it. I hate it.
And it was to a fault for a long time. And I mean, for those of you that don't know, we've gone through our hard times, and a lot of that revolved around very much some of my vices when it comes to how I used to be a workaholic in my career and aspirations that I had that weren't healthy.
Don't do that.
But yeah, don't do that. $1 million vegan, not a year.
I'm just saying you can do it without like, hell, I think we already do. Meaning like we've already messed up before and like nobody's perfect anyway. So my point is you could just make a few little tweaks. Get the $1 million, give it to all the sanctuaries,
yeah, I think
that'd be good.
I think you could come out ahead in the morality scale of things.
Yes.
I think I could still come out ahead with $1 million.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I agree. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm going to twist it. That's how it is. I'm going to twist it. I love you, Teresa. BC Hollingsworth. Brooke, hi. She has some good ones. Where would you like to travel to in the U.S.? So we both said Colorado because I have a cousin there.
Yeah.
And I want to visit him there.
I want to visit our cousin in Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs. I've never been there before.
Yeah.
And we have talked about this, I think, like on a Q&A on Instagram semi-recently. We've considered, like, as a possible place we'd be interested in moving to even. We're from California, and it would be completely different, but we talk about it like we'd be interested potentially in moving, but we've never actually been. So,
yeah,
step one.
We have no idea. It's honestly like, you think about it and it's like, if you ask yourself the question, would you want to live in Hawaii? Most people are just like, absolutely.
But we've never been.
I'm never going to move to Hawaii.
Well, we kind of talked about it for a while.
It would take it would take a lot of different pieces for that to work. Moving to someplace like a Colorado Springs or something like that is not as exotic. It's not an island in the middle of the ocean.
Right.
So some things are more feasible with being there. But I'd love to go visit our cousin in Colorado Springs and really see what it's like. Because you look at some places like that and you're like, wow, talk about the winter wonderland. You know, we don't live somewhere where it snows, but I think it would be cool to live in a place where maybe the weather is significantly different.
Oh, the weather
outside is right. You know, I'm not looking forward to shoveling snow, but I think it would be a different aspiration in life a different way.
I think what's really appealing is, like, I've been in California my entire life, and you have too. Different towns. I've been here.
You have lived in the same 3 miles of area in your entire life.
So on one hand, there's something very comforting in that, right? Like, I'm very comfortable here. But on the other hand, it's like, when am I going to get the hell out of here, you know, and do something different? And California is so just like fast-paced life. That's all I know. But there would be something very like, there's just something very appealing about like just a slower life. And just, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. So these are things we talk about, and that's somewhere we would like to visit. And we will see. We're gonna maybe consider trying to get that in this year, even this coming year. Do you have any tattoos? If so, what are they? If not, would you get one, and what of? So I have one tattoo on my lower back. I have showed it before. I'll try to insert a picture here if I can find it. But I got it when I was about 19, I think.
Yep.
19 years old. And it's in memory of my grandpa, and it has his initials and then 2 hands. And the idea with it, my grandpa and I always did the thing where you put the hand on the hand and the hand. That's what you do with grandkids. And Anyway, so that was where that came from. There's two hands like this, and one has fire flames and one has clouds, one resembling heaven, one resembling hell. Heaven and hell. I'm in hell, he's in heaven. That was the theory. I was a little rebellious. But yeah, so that's the one that I have, and yeah, it's like his hand over mine. And Nate does not have any tattoos. Kind of crazy. But would you get one, and what of? Earlier when I read that to him, he said barber pole.
Yeah.
Maturity.
I would, yeah, so I've always talked about getting a tattoo on my back, like just Celtic on my back. Flanagan, Irish, getting Celtic knots, or even my name in bold with a fade of ink toward the middle. We've really looked into it before. We even, when we were going through the closet, we found one when Kim sketched me up an idea. We've pieced it together multiple times, and it's never been perfect, but I also haven't put that much effort behind it. Yeah. Because just never really
let's just be honest. He's terrified.
I'm not saying I'm gonna have a fun time, but I'm saying that, you know, because my tattoo, if I got a tattoo, it would be big, which would be the problem. It would be my back, and my back is, I'm wide. I'm a wide person. So it wouldn't be a fun time. It'd be a long sit. It'd be multiple sessions. Yeah. Just haven't had the time or the true desire to do it.
One day. I'd like to sort of get another one too on my wrist here. I just haven't gotten there. But if I did, I would do Let It Be. That's one of my like favorite quotes. So I would do that. Yeah. He also asked, this is funny, if you could only keep one in your diet, which would you keep, flax milk or oats? I would keep my oats, because the flax milk, I genuinely love it, don't get me wrong. But it's more so I feel like I found a great option to get in more protein and something very healthful, but it's not necessarily like my secret indulgence or something, you know, so oats.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you actually live without oats.
I need my oats.
That would be
which is crazy, because if you've been following a long time, I used to hate oatmeal. I thought it was disgusting.
You used to hate pancakes too.
Yeah, that's crazy too, huh? Now, but yeah.
But yeah, I would choose, I'd choose oats over flax milk.
Yeah. What is something you learned about yourself in 2018? That you can still feel like a teenager if you really try. That's how I feel. Because it's always the joke that with like the gym and stuff now, working out the way that I do, it's like, I always say about Sydney, my gym buddy, I'm like, she makes me feel young because she's only 19. And I'm like, she makes me feel like a teenager again. If I can keep up with that girl, I'm doing all right. But that's kind of just the joke. But no, I learned that like age is like a number, and you can still do a lot of things that you might not think that you can do physically and mentally. Like, yeah, it's who would have thought that like I'd be pursuing bodybuilding now? What? And you can do it. Doesn't matter how old you are. Yeah.
Something I learned, maybe just more about myself on, what it takes to actually get some of my goals done.
Yeah, because it's a big thing. You've got to under your semi first goal weight in a long time, under 250.
Yeah,
I think there.
Because
truth is, he's struggling answering this right now.
Yeah, it's almost one of those things where it's like I haven't had an epiphany. I haven't had a life-changing thing like you've had. You have found a new passion and things like that. I've kind of just been here along for the ride. No, I think I've learned a little bit more about the hard work that if I put in, I can actually get results. Yeah. Where before it was very much a slow and steady and a very slow, and I'll get to where I want, and just kind of accelerating myself for a lot of individual personal goals. Learning to work harder and get something out of it rather than working harder and not seeing results.
Well, I think that it's kind of funny when you think about it that YouTube, I think sometimes I'm guilty of it too. You watch a video and you think if I just follow what that person just showed me, that like I'm gonna get those results too. Well, most of the time as a YouTuber, we glamorize it. We make it pretty. We make it look so clean cut, and that's not the reality, you know? Like there's so much more to, like, you're not just gonna get those, when we're talking about weight loss and stuff, like those results just by following that one video. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm guilty of it. Thinking that like, I just gotta eat that, that's what she eats. Well, you're not seeing what all else she does. You know what I mean? And I think that for you, it's kind of been like, well, I'm eating healthy. Same for me. Right. And not getting those results for so long. But realizing, you know what, there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts.
Even like tracking my food.
Yeah,
It is one of the big things where it's like you learn what things really add up to.
Right.
Food-wise when you start.
But you got to put in the work. Yeah. You just have to put in the work.
Because that's work for me. I hate doing my chronometer, but it's the only way I can find success because for whatever reason, my relationship with food has been unhealthy for so long.
Yeah.
Quantity more than
well, just mindless eating. You know, just grabbing things because it's there. And yeah, no, it's kind of just remember that you're not alone. And even as a YouTuber, like I watch YouTube videos and think that I'm just gonna do what they're doing. I know better, you know, and it's not that that person's lying. It's not that I'm lying to you and showing you what I eat in a day, right? Just an example. But if you just eat what I eat, are you gonna do exactly what I do? No, there's just so much more to it, you know? But sometimes we forget and we think it's that simple, and it's just remember, things are not that simple, and it is about the work that you put in. You will get it back. You can't, the grind never lies. No matter what you apply that to, it just doesn't lie, you know? So put in your work and you'll get it back. What are some of your New Year resolution goals for 2019 too? We kind of answered that with Mandy's question already too. And then the next one is Letitia DC. Hi Letitia. Do you have any new video ideas for 2019? We were just talking about this the other day actually, of like what we want to keep kind of the same and what like we would change. We're talking about the hauls. The hauls ain't going nowhere. You guys have made it clear that you love hauls. No, but we were kind of like feeding off of that a little bit though, of like Mondays have just been like dedicated haul days. I'll probably leave that the same, but I'd kind of like to, like we've been bitching about how expensive things are, and like, oh my God, it never ends, you know? It's always something. And I'd like to kind of shift and do more with hauls of like finding, not like couponing, because I just don't know that I have like the drive, the willpower to do all that, but kind of doing more of like on a budget type haul. Yeah, going to different places, price comparing places, that kind of stuff. So more like, you know, feeding off the things that we've already, you know, do, and trying to make it like more of a money saving thing, because I need it. And we'll still probably do the vlogs every week.
Yeah.
I don't know though, like we're talking about like what kind of videos, you know, new ideas do we want to pursue? I don't know. Yeah. It's hard. Sometimes it kind of just comes to you overnight, like, I want to do this, and then you do it, you know, and then it becomes a thing. But let us know too in the comments things that you do want to see still. Like we have the vegan cuts taste test. I feel like you guys really enjoy when we do that. So I mean, we can still do that.
Camera on or off, that's going down.
That's going down.
I look forward to that. If you want to join me, we'll do that. But the other thing too is I remember we used to do like, maybe this is, I don't know if we're above it or not, but remember...
We're not above it. I don't even know what it is.
Remember, we used to do like challenges and stuff? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if that's still a thing. Is that still a thing?
I don't feel like you see that much anymore, huh? Yeah. I'm not above it. We can do that. We're still honing in, but I would like to do more with like money saving stuff, because it can get to be a lot. It can be a lot. It's ridiculous. So that would be kind of cool to incorporate that. And I think a lot of you would enjoy it just because it would still have to do with like the grocery side of things and food, and definitely what I eat in a day and all that too.
Yeah.
I'll try to get away from oats, but it hasn't happened. So we're gonna do some Facebook questions, and then I think we'll have a part 2 for just YouTube questions, because we got a lot. You guys are awesome. Yeah. And we enjoy this, and I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Grab a snack, grab your coffee. It's my 3rd one of the day, if you can't tell. Anyway, Facebook. White Sand Dav, will you be considering having more children? By the way, my mother saw this, and she texted me. she was like, yeah, I want to know the same thing. She would like that to be a yes, right?
That woman.
So our son is 8 years old, and he'll be 9 in June. And gosh, here's the thing. We both pretty much agree that we are good with just him at this point. Because of the age, just because there's not really this yearning or anything for another. However, if you asked me if we would, like, we've always talked about that, like, he would get a vasectomy, that when that time comes.
Yep.
And actually, this would be the age, 33, right? That would be 32, 33?
Yeah, so the old rule in my youth. You know what he means. I had this glorious idea that I didn't want my kids' age gap to be more than 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And I also didn't want to have kids after the age of 32 to 33 because I didn't want to be in my 50s.
When they graduate.
When we graduate high school.
And then I
don't know why that was a place marker. It sounded like a highly, like, I'm so smart.
But I told him, I was like, well, honey, it's one of our kids, so you'll be in your 60s.
Yeah, there it is.
That was like an old Roseanne reference, anyway.
But yeah, so I mean, both of those rules have come and passed.
Yeah.
But not that those are significant now that, you know, it's 12, 13 years later when we made those rules up. But
we made those rules up. That's all that really was. The idea of doing that now is like, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not ready for you to do that yet. And he's kind of there. It's hard.
Things, when you close doors.
Right, I hate closing doors.
In your relationship.
Yeah.
That is a 2-person decision.
Yeah.
So if you're going to change something in a relationship that is literally you can't come back from, or
very hard.
Can't come back from, that's a partnering decision. That's not a, you know, I trump you or things like that. So, you know, I am very happy, and I've been very happy with the idea of just having our son, and not having this compelling feeling of something's missing, or I'm yearning for another kid, and I need more.
I think what my struggle really is like, I don't really want another either, as far as like I'm begging for one or anything, not at all, but I've always kind of lived by the, like, everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Everything happens for a reason. And so in my mind, it's one of those, like, if it happened, I believe it was meant to happen then, you know?
Sure.
And so it's like, for me to close that completely, it just almost contradicts, like, the way I've lived for so long. Of just, like, if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. And if it's not, it's not. And, like, so I don't know. It's tough. We're going to say we're pretty much done, but the door is not completely closed to it.
Right.
Yeah. Miss Julie Wheeler asked if you could choose only one fruit and only one veggie to eat for the rest of your life, what would you choose? I said zucchini, but it has to be cooked for a veggie, because I love it, and strawberries, probably, for a fruit.
I'm going to go with strawberries. Only because grapes are so hit and miss for me, but I love grapes. If you get a good grape.
And what was your veggie?
Veggie, you know what's actually really funny? I always say I'm going to eat more of it, and we always buy it. And
broccoli?
I wish the pig would eat broccoli, because I feel like I buy broccoli sometimes and I just never get to it, but it sounds so good sometimes.
And it always is good when you have it. Yeah. All right, next one is from Brooke Rivers. What is your favorite pizza toppings? And if you were to make a dessert pizza, what would your toppings be?
Like a bazooki?
Yeah. She didn't specify it had to be like a pizza crust dessert one. No, it could be like the cookie pizza.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Right? No, but favorite pizza topping, olives. I love olives. I love olives.
It's like a medley thing. I love mushrooms and olives.
Bell pepper.
And bell pepper.
And then for the dessert one, I love like the kind of like shortbread with like cream cheese, but like even like a vegan one or like a whipped cream with strawberries. That's my dessert pizza.
Get a hold of yourself.
Get a hold of yourself.
I'll take a chocolate chip pizookie with that soy ice cream from Trader Joe's on top, melting down.
Little Hershey syrup, like the vegan one.
Yeah, just that one that we have. Oh yeah, just
the thing.
Yeah, I know the one, right? Okay.
Anyway, last question from Facebook is from Birdie Bird. Birdie Bird.
Get a hold of yourself.
Miss Bird, who is your favorite singer? This is actually a hard one because now living or dead. My like all-time favorite artist was Michael Jackson. Yeah, but as far as like now, it's hard. It's really hard. But I'm gonna say Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, you know.
It's hard. Because I like so much music, I really do, that it's hard to pick a favorite.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an off the cuff answer because it's the first one that always pops into my head, and it's the one that I think a lot of people forget for some reason, and that's Gavin DeGraw. That guy, some of his songs are like they're tied to my soul. So Gavin DeGraw.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, well that was, I'm going to say part 1 because I think this is still going to be pretty long. So I hope you guys enjoyed. We are going to film part 2, which will be up tomorrow for you guys. And I hope you guys are really enjoying this. And thank you so much for all your questions. It's been fun and we love doing this every year. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah? Bye!